Okay, so you're going to want to go into Chapter 7 for the payroll project. And you'll likely want to start by going into reading Chapter 7. Now, if you have found that you have issues getting into Chapter 7 when clicking on the links within Blackboard, you can go to Study Tools and the e-textbook as well. You'll want to go to Chapter 7, Payroll Project. And the first few pages of Chapter 7 are going to give you general information that you're going to need to process payroll. So there will be an introduction, information on the books in the account, payroll, the journal information, general ledger, payroll register, employee earnings records with figure 7.2, general information, regular hours of work, overtime, timekeeping in terms of what the calendar looks like, paydays, payroll tax information in figure 7.3, deposit information, group insurance, union dues, distribution of the labor costs, and then the start of the payroll project. The project narrative is going to begin on October 9th. You're going to go through and complete the transactions for each month by the due date on the schedule. Now, I've posted in our Blackboard under Lessons Chapter 7 a payroll project student file. Now within here, you're going to see that there's separate tabs for the journal, the ledger, the payroll register, the employee earnings records. I recommend that you use this template to streamline your calculations. However, these forms are printed in your book if you do not feel comfortable with Excel and would like to complete it manually. Now within the ebook, you will notice that each transaction is numbered. When you need to complete a form, you can find the form that corresponds with that transaction number from the project narrative. The forms are printed in your book and you will have to complete them manually, but you can also sometimes pull up the forms online as well. Once you've completed the transactions for each month, you will be completing a quiz within your graded assignments related to that particular month. The questions in the test will ask you to enter information from either the Excel template or the forms. There is no time limit on these quizzes and you are allowed 2 attempts. You do not need to submit the file or the forms to me. On the day after the due date, I will post a solution file and you'll be able to find those within the solution files section. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make any corrections to your forms and templates before you move on to the next month's transactions. Additionally, you're going to see that there's different checkpoints available to you within the Excel template. They should let you know if you are on the right track. You can pay very close attention to the cell label or comments to know what number to enter into the checkpoint. If your number is correct, the cell will accept your entry. If your number is incorrect, you will see an error message. If you find yourself spinning your wheels prior to a deadline, please send the files to me, and I'm happy to look at it and try to point you in the right direction. You are not required to complete the questions in the payroll project at the end of the